any kosher food? Yeah, what do you need? I can't even tell you what I ate for lunch, let alone what I want to eat for my next meal. That's me. And people think that I can tell you what I'm going to eat next week for Passover for a whole week and plan ahead and know that the prices are more than I ever want to pay. And so I just can't do this very effectively. But people are watching me. They've known me long enough, and they said, you know what? I'm going to Dallas, and I'm going to get you blah, 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 blah. And I would say, yay, I love blah, 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 blah. So people know me now, and I really appreciate that. Because I do like to eat things, but I didn't know what it was. So I know we're prepping for Shabbat, for Passover next week. But tonight and tomorrow, we have a special kind of a Shabbat. It's got a name to it. All of the ones leading up to Passover have names. You know what the name of this one is? It's called Shabbat Hagadol, which means the big Shabbat. Yeah, Hagadol. Gadol means big. Like, remember on your dreidel it says Nes Gadol Hayasham, a big miracle was there? This is the big Shabbat, the one that's leading up to Passover. And the cool thing is we know that it's leading up to Passover. This year I have been extremely struck by what it felt like then to have lived through being freed from slavery, and how on the Shabbat before, we still didn't know we were going to be freed in a week. We had no idea yet that we would be free in a week, and what that must feel like to still not know. So it's something that I think about a lot. So I'm going to bring that in, think about it as we're going through the service. But the fact that we don't know that, we are getting ready for next week. Anybody do anything this week that saved the world? A little bit? I know you did. Some of you did. You did for me when you offered me Passover food and other things and asked about Mom and stuff. She's home, by the way, so we're glad for that. Anyway, I know that some of you have done some wonderful things to make the world a better place. So we all deserve a big, deep breath. Let it out slowly. Try again. Let it out slowly. And you feel the relaxation. And glad to be here. It feels more like Shabbat already. And so I invite Kathy Plant and Sam Silverblatt, Dr. Sam, to come up and help us lead the service. We will do service 3. And service 3 begins on page 82. Please rise if you can, as is our custom.
These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the Sabbath lights.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue on pages 167 and 166 with the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagaf.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
Thank
Our liberation from Egyptian bondage. Just saying.
you. Don't want to read the special high?
Of the special one.
You may be seated. Please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with and someone you didn't come in with. Shabbos Tim behind us. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. We are going to go directly to page 84. We are going to welcome the angels that accompany us on Shabbat. We're going to make sure that they're welcome, that they bless us, and that we send them off in peace. We're on page 84. Please join us.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Yon, Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Yon. Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Yon. Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Yon. Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Anybody sing along? I couldn't. I was listening. I couldn't do it. I was very impressed. I thought I heard at least one person trying. I was really impressed. I love to listen to you sing. We continue on page 85. The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me'raba, be'alma divrach yiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'imiru, amen. Yehesh meraba mevarach, le'alam ul'alme almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'halal, shemeh dekudisha brichu, le'la min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imiru, amen. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed.
God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, you cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you. Even so does your goodness pass before us, in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malachuto, Le'olam Vaed. And you may be seated unless you want to come up and help with the Vehafta, if your bar mitzvah is coming up this, yeah, thank you. We have two people who are the next people here who are going to be doing their B'nai Mitzvah. It's the end of June. Hope you've marked your calendars. And they are ready. Page 88. Wait, I'm going to do this. Whoop, I just moved that away. Now I got to move this one over. Yep. Put this here. No, it's okay. We'll take this one for now. Good idea, though. I thought I was being brilliant here. You're on page 8. You could do this. Come on, guys. Ready?
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Yeah, I need some. Come here. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel. Witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to beat swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, witness to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me. We are Israel, O God.
when we proclaim you, God our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the Red Sea.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nor tehilot osefele, nor tehilot osefele, malechutecha ra'uvanecha, pokei hayam lifnei Moshe, zelianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, le'olam va'ed.
V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu va'al kol amo Yisrael, al Yerushalayim va'al kol ha'olam. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובן בני ישראל, עודי לעולם, עודי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. מגן over us. We continue on page 94. Spencer, would you lead the English for a moment?
Starting with God of all generations. God of all generations of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth.
God of life and death, be praised.
Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust.
Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth, we hallow your name. As it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy.
God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day of all days.
God who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever. Please join me in the next paragraph in English. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace. We take a moment now for silent prayer, the prayers that are in our hearts. יהיו לרצון
May the words of my mouth
אמרי פי והגיון ליבי
and the meditations of my heart
לפניך
be acceptable to you.
We're going to get really low now, sorry. לפניך
Be acceptable to you.
אדוני צורי
O God, my rock,
צורי וגואלי
my rock and my redeemer.
אדוני this time in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. And I turn off the microphones so that we are not announcing all of these to anyone but the names that you would like us to include in our prayers. I invite you to call them out. For all the names we hold in our hearts, for the names we've just said, I invite you to please join me. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We add, Mishiberach Avotenu v'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So, next week is Passover. Are you ready? Anybody ready? So you know that Passover is, according to most statistics, the most observed holiday of all of the Jewish holidays by most of the Jews, more than anything else. And we can guess why. It's something that happens at home, which is, more fun than going to services, let's say. Nobody's mad at you. Nobody was trying to kill us. We were becoming free. So the theme is a positive theme. But this holiday takes an awful lot of preparation. And not everybody goes through the same kind of preparation that my family has done traditionally, where we strip clean the house of anything that was chametz, and we
not new, but different kinds of dishes that we don't use during the rest of the year, that we can't eat a lot of the foods that we were eating. We eliminate them from our house, and that's a lot of work for us. Not everybody goes through that, but we still love the holiday. And almost everybody I know does some kind of preparation for Passover, even if it's just deciding what you will eat. You're going to somebody's Seder, getting ready to go, preparing, cooking for the Seder if you're the one who's making the meal, getting ready to lead a Seder, trying to make it something that everybody appreciates, or not caring. And, did anybody ever grow up in one of those Seders we did when I was growing up, that Manischewitz and Maxwell House each gave out free Haggadahs in the supermarket. They still do. And it was just a very, very boring, straight, whatever was on the Hebrew pages. I had Grandpa and the two uncles from that generation, and they would read the service like, and I felt like I had accomplished something when I could keep up with it. I don't think they went through a lot of preparation about what they were going to have to do to try to make it interesting, because it was just whatever was in the book. That's what they did. Eventually, we started like, hey, we want to do some English too, or let's go around the room and let people do it. So there was, but it still wasn't preparation from that part. So the point is that sometimes part of Passover is preparing. And sometimes there are things that you can't prepare for about Passover. So you're going to get to see family, but you don't always know what to expect when you get to see your family. And hopefully it's good things, but sometimes, it's stuff that you need another. I think that there were years that every year we were always late to Grandma's house, and we had to come up with another excuse. Which bridge had the worst traffic that we would say we went over? No, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. That sometimes it takes preparation and sometimes not, and you don't know what to expect. And you're seeing your cousins for the first time, and they've all gotten a year, and they're all gotten older and things, and you don't know what to expect. There are some things that we do prepare for. Things like our kids, the religious school, my Hebrew classes have been preparing for the 4 questions. So preparing 4 questions, it's the same 4 questions we've been doing for generations and generations and generations. How many of you had to do the 4 questions when you were growing up? Anybody? Were you the youngest one in your family? I was almost never the youngest one. There was one year in Chicago in the mid-'80s. I was already in my mid-20s when I was the youngest person ever. So I finally got to do the 4 questions. But it's something that the kids prepare for. Everybody gets ready for this. And as you know, over the past few weeks, and I alluded to it earlier, it turns out that Passover, of all of the holidays, even though there's this law in the Talmud that says, in every generation, b'chol dor vador, chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki'ilu hu yatsa miMitzrayim. In every generation, each person is obligated to feel as if we, ourselves, left Egypt. Every person is supposed to feel like that, and we do. We eat these symbolic foods, we look at them, they're the things you don't eat, and you sometimes remember why, and you sometimes don't remember, and each time you get ready for this, and you're ready. You're ready for the Seder. You know that plate is going to be there. You know more or less what's going to be on there. You have an idea that it's coming. And what struck me these past few weeks is that the very first one, like I said before, we didn't know. We didn't know it was coming. We were so unbelievably unprepared. We had been slaves for hundreds of years. I would like to think we prayed every day to not have to be a slave anymore. I'd like to think we did, except then I'm disappointed in God for not having answered our prayers earlier, but that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. But we do get freed, and we get freed like spur of the moment. It was like we didn't even expect it. All of a sudden, pack your things. We didn't let the bread rise, and we're on our way. And then it's not like when we were slaves and we lived in our little hovels and we dreamed about one day when we could live in a nicer house. We didn't move to a nicer house. We moved to nomad land. We were in the wilderness, and we were in the wilderness not for a temporary amount of time. We didn't know it at the time, but for 40 years we were in the wilderness. That was a really long, and we weren't ready for that. And every time that we thought we were settled in, the pillar of fire, the pillar of smoke, would move us again. I think that part of what I've learned is that as much as life is filled with times and things that we can prepare for, there's an awful lot that we can't prepare for in life. Sometimes everything that we have experienced helps us to be able to get through whatever it is that's being thrown at us now, but there's a lot that we can prepare for and a lot that we can't. So enjoy the fact that we know that next week we'll be free again. Enjoy the preparation, because you don't always get to prepare for things. So be ready for the unexpected. I think that's my message. Now, Mr. President, I think that one of the unexpected things that you're going to find is 2 pages of announcements. And one of the things that's not even on there is to thank Spencer, because we didn't expect him to here. So, yeah, thanks. This is nice.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks to Kathy Plant and Sam Silverblatt for leading us in the candle and Kiddush. There will be no religious school or Hebrew school until after April 1st because the students are on spring break. Tomorrow night, March 24th, the Shreveport Symphony will be playing Leonard Bernstein's Chester Psalms as part of their special presentation called Bernstein at 100, a choral spectacular. The Jewish community has been offered a 50% discount off of the gold through bronze tickets. The performance begins at 7:30 p.m. Before the show, there is an explanation and discussion by conductor Michael Butterman and cantor Neil Schwartz, which begins at 6:40 p.m. The first night of Passover is next Friday, March 30th. Rabbi Jana will lead the Seder at B'nai Zion. Please note that the Seder will begin at 6:30 p.m. Kaddish will be said for everyone whose yahrzeit falls the week that ends that Shabbat. Please make reservations as soon as possible, since food is already being prepared according to the number of reservations. The Sisterhood invites you to help cook and prepare for the Seder. Please contact Bethany Sorky if you'd like to help. There is a commandment in the Torah that you should not eat chametz for the week of Passover, and you shouldn't even own any chametz. If you would like to sell your chametz, please use the form in the March bulletin or online at B'nai Zion. March 31st, our 11 a.m. service will be a holy day service for Passover. Remember to begin to count the Omer starting Saturday night, March 31st. Red River Radio will be airing these Passover programs at FM 89.9. Starting Wednesday at 1 p.m., Thursday at 1 p.m., Thursday at 7 p.m., Tuesday, April 3rd at 2 p.m., Wednesday, April 4th at 2 p.m., Wednesday, April 4th at 8 p.m., and Thursday, April 5th at 1 p.m. If you're not yet using Amazon Smile to make your purchases, there is a special incentive to start now. Anyone who signs up as a new user for Amazon Smile will help provide triple the rewards to B'nai Zion between now and the end of March. Please remember that if you use Amazon for purchases, begin at smile.amazon.com and designate that your purchases will benefit B'nai Zion. I'm about halfway there. We will have a blood drive Sunday, April 8th from 9 until 12:30. Please contact Helene to schedule a time to donate blood that morning. The 35th Holocaust Remembrance Service will be held 3 p.m. Sunday, April 15th at the Brown Chapel at Centenary College. This year there will be a special presentation about the music of the Holocaust. Cantor Neil has created the presentation and is including Rabbi Jana and other local musicians to help. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Remember to thank the Federation for helping to coordinate and sponsor this community event. Mark your calendars to come to the B'nai Zion annual meeting Sunday, May 6th at noon. We will take the new congregational picture. We'll thank outgoing officers and vote for new officers and hear about the state of the congregation, and lunch will be served. We're sad to report that Sarah David died, and we'll have a funeral in the B'nai Zion section of Greenwood on Monday at 2:30 p.m. She was a Holocaust survivor. She has not lived in Shreveport long and has family coming from out of the country to attend the funeral. Please contact Rabbi Jana if you can help make a minyan. We may also need pallbearers. Donations were made to B'nai Zion or for pulpit flowers in loving memory of Henry Elaine Dreyfus by the Dreyfus family, in loving memory of Molly Kruger Glazer by Harriet Glazer. Thank you.
That was really impressive. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Are you singing in the chorus with the symphony?
No,
Okay.
I might be attending though.
I hope so. I hope everybody's attending because it sounds like it's going to be awesome. All right, if you happen to be under the age of 13 and you want to come help us open the ark, I would appreciate it. Come on up. Everybody else is turning to page 148. Come on up quickly. Thank you. I like that shirt. Nice. Come on, come on. Come on. Man, this is the slowest group of under 13s. The reason why we get you to do this is because you can boing, and you're not boinging. Come on, boing, 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 boing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, we open the ark. Everyone's turning to page 148. You can join me if you want. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on the facing page we sing in the middle, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. When the ark is open, it's closed again, sorry. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. It's like a segregated bima. We had the girls on one side and the guys on the other side. That was weird. Nice job, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, gentle guy. Thanks. Yeah, I like it. So, as has become our tradition, I'm sad to report that this year we have lost 8 people in our military. We have lost 32 police officers already this year, 2 from Louisiana. We've lost 5 canine officers this year. We've lost 17 firefighters already this year, and 1 from Louisiana. Actually, one of the police officers was also a firefighter. It is hard for us to lose people who are brave enough to run into dangerous situations in order to protect us. And we appreciate them, and we pray that their families are consoled and that their memories are a blessing. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Let us turn to page 152. And since we're thinking about singing, it is hard to sing of oneness when our world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words. What they did is a part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one,
We affirm the worth of each one whose life now ended brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone and every life finds purpose. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us these past 30 days, and we remember Henry Elaine Dreyfus. Rob, we're sorry for your loss. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week for your Shabbat. And we also remember congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Shirley Seligman, Stephen Muslow, and Janet Pachter Stewart. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzites this week include Louis Block Jr., Ben Blumberg Jr., Martin Brodish, Mildred Brodish, Barbara Chesley, Aaron Friedman, Abram Ginsberg, Molly Kruger Glazer, Betty Can Grant, Marguerite Combiner, Mrs. A.A. Harold Sr., Milton S. Holland Sr., Aaron Katzenstein, Bertha Hart Lauercade, Bertha Loeb, Sylvia Rubin, Todd Andrew Shepard, Henrietta Mayer Simo, Albert Sklar, and Bertha Willer. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dikudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may be seated. I was going to get us in the mood for Passover by singing some fun Passover songs, but since Spencer is here, I think I'd rather hear him help us sing a song. Like, how about 159, Ein Kelohenu? I think we were ready for that one, aren't we?
I think I have that in my book.
I think you do. I think you could fake it if you did. No, I'm just kidding. I think we've got this one. Come on up. Yeah, go ahead.
Ein Kelohenu,
Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Michelohenu, Michadonenu, Mikemalkenu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkenu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Elohenu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkenu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Elohenu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkenu, Atahu Moshienu. I am glad we chose to do that. Although I'm getting this, and I need the kids who are under 13 to come up, so I'm going to ask you a question that I'm going to ask you next week. Who knows one? What's one? One is God in heaven and on earth. Who knows two? Two are the tablets of the covenant. One is God in heaven and on earth. Who knows three? What's three? What's three? What's three? Good, she's got it. I love it. 3 is the number of the patriarchs. 2 are the tablets of the covenant. 1 is God in heaven and on earth. Who knows 4? 4 is the number of the matriarchs. She's 4.
3 is the number of the patriarchs. 2 are the tablets of the covenant. 1 is God in heaven and on earth. Let's go to 5. Who knows 5?
Not me.
What's 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you do that in Spanish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you do it in Hebrew? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who knows? All right, but what is it what's in the song? Who knows 5? I know 5. 5 books there are in the Torah. 4 is the number of the matriarchs. 3 is the number of the patriarchs. 2 are the tablets of the. 1 is God in heaven and on earth. Wow. Yeah, we've got it sliced from now on so that, we don't share flu and things. So let's say the blessing. Who's going to start it? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. I take the plate, you take the food. We're going to have to start talking about, next week we'll say, take, share with your family. Take.
I need to get.
That's good. Mr. Brander gets the last one. You are very welcome. Got it? Nice. All right, good. Next week we're going to have to say, our voices flat in song together instead of rise for Pastor. You see what I did there? Yes, you did see what I did there. I invite you to please rise while we still can for the closing benediction. Thank you again. What a blessing. And I'm going to divulge, if I may, Spencer and I had a conversation a moment before services that because of all kinds of good fortune reasons, he will be staying in Shreveport next year. He's got positions here in Shreveport, so we get him next year again, too. So you heard it here first. So we will see him in April. We'll see him in May. We'll see him next year. High Holy Days. I'm just saying. We're so glad that you're around. Thank you. And it is a blessing for us to be here together, to sing, to pray, to get ready, and to not be ready. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom. 1 is God in heaven and on earth. Who knows 6? I know 6.